Here we go. I finally figured it out. Well, welcome. I'm getting a lot of phone calls and what's going on with me, this, that, and the other. The truth is, I'm moving and I don't want to build anything. So, I got to put all this stuff in a package. So I figured we'd go over some Stunt Hangar news and see what's up with the forum. Don't give up on me. As soon as I get moved, we'll go back to regular broadcasting. Let's look at a few of the topics here. Okay, control horns. I've put a post in there about control horns. Dan Winship and I are going to start making control horns. Send, cut, send. They're talking about send. And we got a few. That's 14 of the initial hundreds. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, what's going on with these horns is we went to the steel place, 4130 chromoly steel, a piece that was 18 inches wide by 4 foot long. And we're going to have those little blanks cut out of those. And I don't know how many we're gonna get out of that, but they're asking about what is what do you get for the $20 a horn? We're gonna solder the wire into the horn with, actually it's braze. We're gonna braze the wire into the horn and send it out to you, 3/32 or 1/8 inch. I don't want to get into bending horns and all that because everything is custom. You'll get a piece. I don't know. We'll figure it out what the nominal wire length is. It'll be drill rod and not piano wire. And the reason for drill rod is that you can tweak those without having to have big pairs of pliers and so on and so forth. So we got 14 orders. That's 20 by 14 is $280. So I got to come up with 100. And I'm not taking, I got to figure out, I got to have 100 of those to start. And I'm hoping that we're going to get, I think we're going to get more than 100 out of that piece of steel. But they'll be 1.25 1.5 flap horns. Either way, you can get 1.25. I'm not making any double pull, any crazy bell crank, stupid, weird stuff. But to be 1.25 1.5, you can either get them for ball lengths or bushed. Either way, I'll do that. And then the elevator horn will be 3/4, 1 inch sliders. So that's right. We're going to have to figure out where to get those slider pieces made. Those little T-nuts. Now, when Tom Morris was selling those T-nuts, those were $7 a piece. Ridiculous. But I figure we can do it a whole lot cheaper. A whole lot cheaper. We just take a piece of T-slot and get our piece of square stock brass and then mill down each side so we get a T-nut that's 4 or 5 foot long, and then just chop them up into 3/16 long pieces. So that's what I'm doing on horns. And I'm getting ready to retire, so I'm looking for something to do in my spare time. So I'm going to be making bell cranks, carbon fiber bell cranks, carbon fiber landing gear, and control horns. It seems like everybody's. I'm going to make props for myself too. I don't want to get into all that stuff. Too much liability in the propeller. If a blade flies off or something and hurts somebody, then I'm liable. I don't want any part of that. So John's making wheels, but I don't believe he's going to sell those wheels because they're light and they're nice. They look like moon wheels, but there is a lot of time in those. Now let's see what else we got. Where are you getting your control line supplies? Let's go over that. That's by Mark Weiss. I announced a couple weeks ago that we, Pampa, would be constructing a list of suppliers who have products for what we need. This list being populated by people like you and me. I have found most of us have a source of items and not many folks are unaware of. In this time of disappearing hobby shops and rising prices of balsa wood, we need to combine our resources so we can get all survive and enjoy the great hobby. Well, I couldn't agree more. He's listed off a bunch of things that he'd like to hear from. Balsa wood, they're coming out with. I don't buy kits, so I can't tell you where to get a kit. Balsa wood is something that's hard to come by, good contest balsa, because they've raised the poundage, so to speak. It used to be 4 to 6, and now it's 6 to 10 or whatever. I mean, totally ridiculous. So I can't tell you where to get your wood, and it's expensive. Everything has gone out of sight. Dope I get from Wix Aircraft. And if you use the code STUNT, STUNT 10, you get 10% off. Now, that's not much, but, it pays for the tax. I think a gallon of 9703 butyrate dope is around, could be $80 now. It used to be $50. But or you can buy the A number, which is the non-tautening crystal clear. Now, what you got to understand about dope is that Randolph makes Brodak dope. Period. Randolph makes Sig dope. Period. And all Wix sells is Randolph dope. Randolph dope makes certified dope. So it's all coming out of the same spot. Now, as far as covering materials, silk span, polyspan, monocoat, ultracoat, carbon fiber veil. The veil comes from Aerospace Composites, the 2/10. You can get the 0.5 from Wix Aircraft. Carbon fiber tubes are hit and miss, the rods and sheets. We've been getting them from, and they do have a mail order or a website, web orders, Radical RC here in Dayton. Pretty good source, reasonable prices, a great hobby shop to go and look at. Control systems, bell cranks, lead outs, and such. We're going to fix that problem. Hinges. I have my hinges. I'm not going to do any. I'm not going to bush them. I did that at Brodex, where I took my hinges and I bushed them and I set them up for control horns with the 1/8 inch and 3/32 plus the 16th with 40 thousandths pin in it. It's too much work. If you want these, I'll sell you 15. That's what it takes to do an airplane. 15 for. Gonna have to have, I don't know, $8-10 for them. I haven't really thought about it. You know, I have these cut. These are pin routed, so they're costing me. So I got to pass the price on to you. Now, as far as the fuel goes, you know, it's pretty easy to make. All you got to do is go to the drag strip and say, hey, man, sell me some methanol and buy some clots and some castor. Let's see, we need to go back to that. Here we go. Electric power, I don't mess with electric anymore. Vinyl lettering, paint mask letters and numbers. I have a sign plotter. I suppose I could start selling stencils too. Adhesive epoxies and laminated epoxies, thinners and airplanes. Now there's something that I didn't realize until I started monkeying with, I'm going to do some cabinetry when I get back to St. Louis. I got a chop saw coming too, or miter saw. Is we're paying way too much for CA. Way too much. And it's not as good. This stuff can be got at Woodcrafters. It's 2P10. This is $30. It's for $30 you get 10 ounces. So for $10 you get 2 ounces of Bob Smith CA. So this is the deal right here, and it comes in these big bottles, or you can get the little ones too, but it's more expensive. But this stuff here, when you put it on the wood and hit it with a kicker, it smokes. It's like the old hot stuff, zap. So this is really good stuff. Epoxies, I still use Bob Smith. You know, 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, whatever. Glues like Tight Bond, you can get at Lowe's. I think it's $25 a gallon, and it would take you a lifetime to build a gallon's worth of airplanes out of Tight Bond. Let's see here. Then he says, orientated websites and chat rooms. Well, you got it all right here on Stunt Hangar. If you notice items, categories are missing, please add them. Please don't just read this and move on to the next topic. I promise we'll get more than you give. Okay. Doug Moon says he uses SIG for balsa, and he uses SIG for dope and thinner, which is crazy because you get a better deal from Randolph Wicks. Way better deal. Rattle can primer from the automotive store. Be careful, it's heavy. Yeah, that's true. From what I understand, Harbor Freight primer is the same as the DC 540, but I have quit using primer. You just do more sanding. He uses automotive paint and clear, which is fine. I mean, it's heavy. And covering was from Tom Morris. Brodak is what I use. The Brodak lightweight silk span. It's pricey, really pricey. Don't use Dr. paper. I mean, that was something that everybody was in a panic for a silk span alternative. It was okay in a pinch, but it's not the same. It just does not work as good. Now, the polyspan can be got at Joann Fabric. You can get it's dress lining. You have to take a sample in and show them and say, hey, I need some of this, but hey, you can get a bolt of it. You know, how much do you need? Let's see. Rhett says he gets his control lines from MBS Model Supply, raw metal plastics and stuff. McMaster car. Those are great suggestions. Hand tools, state sales. Precision tools, eBay. Drill bits, drill hog. Never tried them. Tap and dies, Greenfield, usually Granger. I get those from Snap-on. So, and he's on the West Coast. He uses aerospace composites. That's They're getting Randolph. They're getting all the same stuff that Wix is getting, except you're getting 10% at Wix. Stunt 10. Hinges, RC Hobbies, Sacramento, Cleat, eBay, Electric Power, Mauser. I will think more, of course. Tim Westcott says, electric motors from Innovative Designs. ESCs from Jetties, nuts and screws from RTL, or I get them from Micro Fasteners. MCS Direct or McMaster Car. Metal from Online Metals or McMaster's. Phenolic sheets, you can get those at Coke Plastics. He has a McMaster Car, Aircraft Spruce, much better price. He currently has a lifetime supply of balsa. If I'll need more, I'll go to National Balsa, which is a good, National Balsa is okay. I used to really love Riley Wooten. He would send me stuff that was super light. But that's all coming from Bud Nosen. Dope has been from SIG. It's a dry sword. Certified from Wix or Aircraft Spruce. Don't buy certified. It doesn't have enough pigment in it. If you remember watching Windy videos, he would always take his paint and decant it. And the reason he decanted was to take the binder out and make more pigment so it didn't take as much dope to cover an airplane. That's not good. What it does is it makes chalk. It's terrible. It gets like powder. Yeah, it sands easy, but it has to have the binder in it to attach to the wood, to the layer down before it, because that's, like I've said, it's a chemical bond, and one coat bonds to the next. So use Randolph. It has more pigment than any other dope. It'll take you less. You'll think, remember, I'm painting an airplane, a whole airplane like the one hanging here, 1 quart of dope. That's it. That's top coat, base coats, and top coat. It takes 1/2 a pint of color. Try to do that with Brodak dope. You couldn't do it in 2 quarts. Let's see what we got here. Fancher handles is what Brent Williams uses. Well, I really like Casminato handles, but we might see about getting those parts made up too. See if we can laser cut some aluminum and get a break, because those are the best handles. The Cas handle, the adjustments, the overhang, the spacing, the offset, those are great. If you like, Fancher handles are solid, or I use cable handles. He uses positive lock, or I don't know what you call them. I don't like those because you have to fiddle fart around with clips and try to adjust and bend clips, and you just go put the screw in it like the old hot rock, and you're good to go. It takes like 2 flights to get your handle adjusted instead of 10 trips to the field bending all kind of clips, line clips. Let's see. Sean McAtee says his focus has been on free flight. The bill of materials is usually similar. But a beginner just needs building sources. See how Hobby Lobbies are just about anywhere that carry such items. They also carry, there's something else. We'll just pass that. John has turned me on to, once in a while, Menards has a balsa rack with some decent wood once in a while. You're not going to get a whole lot of wood out of there, but you might go in there and find a piece or two. And Dan said he's been doing all his life, collecting and buying. The opportunity presents itself. Just go to the basement or attic. But there are 2 decent hobby shops in the St. Louis area. That's true. Mark Twain in St. Charles, and then Shaper's Hobby on Gravois. That's true. But the pickings for control line stuff at Shaper's Hobby is getting very thin. But I know Art pretty well, and if I need something, he'll order it. He's got plans. Well, that was pretty nice of Peter in Fairfax. He's made a list of links. RSM Model Supply, Melvin Schutte, Pat King, Russian Korizhnik, I can't say that, store. Vintage Performance Airplanes. Go ahead and look at that. That's post number 9. No, number 11. Control line plans. I mean, then you got places for plans. I mean, if you know, I'm not building from plans, but if you got to have a plan, you can go to Outer Zone, get it on a PDF. You know, a stick, you know, whatever you call, I can't remember what you call them, jump drive or whatever. Print the PDF on that, take it to Kinko. They don't even have Kinkos no more. UPS and say, hey, blow this up, or any good print shop that has a big printer. I recently tried Motion RC with very good results. You won't find everything the way Building Supply are here, but the place might just be able to fill in the gaps. The website is well organized for quick shopping, free shipping, and orders over $100. Lots of Dubro hardware and good prices. At Dubro, yeah. Randolph Paint, Aircraft Spruce. There again, I don't know why you guys don't take advantage of 10% off. Carbon Veil, Aerospace Composites. Wood from Oki Air. Okay, Brian Ether, I guess he's making parts still. Glow plugs off eBay, thinner sandpaper and masking tape, Home Depot. Do not use Home Depot thinner with dope. You can use Home Depot thinner to clean your gun, but don't mix it with dope. You'll wish you didn't. He mixes his own fuel, which is okay. Just get the Klotz. You can buy that on Amazon or the Klotz website, and get food grade castor. But I personally like Blenzol. Local hobby shop, Hobby Town, Wood, Oki Air, etc., etc. All right, so that covers the supplies thread. Let's look at another one. We got, are you aware of our weekly stunt video hangout? That's tonight in about an hour and a half. Charles will be right here. Retro, I don't know much about retro. Now I put a post up on Ukraine. You guys got to go watch those 2 videos by Oliver Stone. Now Brett, he's a big supporter of that. Whatever, I can't say either way. You want to support it or not? I just say go watch it. The corruption is rampant. Let's see. Talking about collector cards, that would be kind of cool. We got our collector calendar that Gary does. Now, Robert Coffin, he's new on the forum, and he says, try to make it short. He's 54, so he's a kid. I flew control line when I was young, then RC, I had an Endicker, a Ringmaster, Little Satan a few years ago, and I thought I bought combat wings like Little Satan with an Orville 61 on them. We flew alone and twice in the same ring. Okay, it was a commercial on YouTube, I think. At the end of the video, we were flying together. Okay. Now to my question. I purchased an electric Ringmaster with a Vintage Performance from Vintage Performance. Very nice kit. I have flown RC with throttle. So what this guy is doing, he's converting one to electric, and I built 7 purpose-built electric airplanes, but I'm not the guy to ask about it. Will Demaro, Paul Walker, those guys, Eager Berger, those guys that are high-end stunt flyers with electric experience. Will Demaro has a lot of experience with electric motors and controllers and stuff like that. So you want to get a hold of him on the forum. And they're talking about, yeah, you posted in the right place. You can post it anywhere you want, especially when you're new. Some control line history of the Yellow Jacket. Well, the Yellow Jackets came from St. Louis, by the way. I have a Yellow Jacket shirt. That's an old club. Cloning a Kit by Doc Holiday. Richest brew availability. Sig selling. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Sig selling. They're selling the building. They're not selling the business. They're moving away from Hazel's original spot. That's all. I hope they don't sell out. I mean, they're a good supplier. They used to be great. That's where I met Roland McDonald at SIG. We used to go there. I mean, that was a great contest. We'd go there and they'd let you walk in the back and you could pick out the wood. And some of them old ladies there would go, well, that's 6 grams. That's 5 grams. They were great at picking wood out. Red Max Fuel. Never used them. Line length for oddball planes. Well, I can't tell you what size lines to use. I know they're going to start off on a plane that I fly. Planes that I fly start at 64, go 65, 66, depending on the lap speed that you want. Mike Griffin's building a Ringmaster 576. Brodak Arc and Arc. VSC Fuel, Stunt Trading Cards again, Les McDonald. Bob Hunt has been incognito because he's been building some Caprices. Bob does good work. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Takes a lot of time to build a stunt airplane. And then he's got an Usama. That's Gary Markham. That's a nice looking airplane. Let's see. I don't think Bob has any copper paint left. I think he bought 55-gallon drum of that stuff, and he's either used it or it's dried up. One. But you never know. He may come back with another copper color paint. Plane. Let's see what color is that Caprice. Yeah, I was wrong. That's crap brown. That's not his copper color. Brown, orange, and white. Okay, whatever. But he's another electric guy. But there's a guy to ask if you got electric questions, not me. I'm in for 3 flap and 3 elevator horns, so that's all right, great. Yeah, I won't be on. I'm going to go to bed here. Once I turn this off, I'm going to eat dinner and go to sleep. I only got to make this last till the end of the month. So we got 60, 120 from the T-bone. So trust me, they will be high quality. They will be like jewelry. They won't be crap. They will be perfect. All right, we got any questions for me tonight? Now, Craig Biswick is asking about masking. I get all my masking tape from Amazon. I get all my sandpaper from Amazon. I get these rolls of sandpaper. This is for me. This is about 6 months worth right here. If when I'm on a building streak, this is 6 months worth. You guys have probably last you a year. And I don't remember. I got given a couple of rolls, but they're all gone. Depends on how much I'm sanding, you know. 320, 150, and 80 grit are the rolls of this stuff that I buy. Masking tape, 3M yellow. Professional automotive painter's tape is the only way to go. The only way to go. And if you're doing straight lines, you don't even need 3M fine line tape, because it's not like the old crepe tape that we used to use when we were kids. When you pulled it up, it left all kind of weird edges or big thick marks on it. It's not like that. The 3M Pro masking tape for automotive, when you peel it up, it's a nice straight crisp line. However, it does not go around corners, so that's where your 3M fine line tape is going to come in. But you can get that, or there's also another tape called lime green, and I get that on Amazon. You can get that in 16th. It's basically the same thing. It's a plastic tape, and if you're really in a jam, you can use a good 3M electrical tape. That'll make a turn and a nice crisp line. One of the tricks we used to do when I was young, before we had good tape, we had the crepe tape, you know, paper masking tape, the old stuff that cost $2 for a case. Put your tape on, spray a coat of clear over it, let it dry, then spray your color over the top of that, and then peel it up, and I left a good crisp line. But it was thicker because you're putting 2 coats on instead of 1. Of course, when I was a kid, I didn't have an airbrush either. Everything was, well, brushed on, or not till later on in life, when I was like 15, 16, did I get involved with a spray gun. Okay, let's look at the hangar again and see if there's any provocative stuff here. We want to go to page 2. Kind of just skimmed Ohio derailment. I don't get involved with that. Let's see here. These guys couldn't run a good Dunkin' Donuts. Handled cable crimps. Another good day. Oh, Chris Forgotti's building another log. Looks like it's a pretty nice log too. Let's see if we can share that. Nope. No picture. Let's share Chris. He's got to build a log. How did that? Oh, I see. I'm on the wrong page. You got to go there. Well, you know, sometimes I just forget where I'm at. This form is just so big. Hard for me to keep up with. Let's see. You got one of together, sorta. it's coming. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I'll pull that one up. We'll share that photo. StreamYard. We'll share this photo. Let's close that. Open in a new tab. Index. Over here. I don't know if I can zoom in or not. No, it's too small. Well, I can't do that. I can do it on my site, but I can't pull it up on StreamYard. Okay, no can do. Let's get out of this. Anyway, I urge you to go look at Chris's work. They're talking about the balloon. Yeah, we only spent $800,000 down to shoot a $12 balloon out of the air. I think it was BS. Sealing iron on film hinges. I don't use taped hinges, but you do what you want. I've got a pair of Spectra lines. Dennis at Emission has given me a pair of 64-foot Spectra lines. I just can hardly bring myself to test them. I mean, you know, I'm a belt and suspenders kind of guy, and you know, those Spectra lines, I'd hate to lose an airplane just because the line clip come undone or whatever. Sucks. Oh, Peabody's selling some stuff. Might want to get a hold of Rich Peabody if you want to look at. I'm sure he's got some stuff. How do I find Sparky and Charles's Stunt Hangar video? Well, it's really easy. You just go to YouTube and type in Stunt Hangar, and then the channel comes up. We put a subscribe button there, and then you can find me now. Making model airplanes. Yeah, I'm still here. I haven't went anywhere. I've been getting phone calls and are you alive? This, that, and the other. I'm moving. I just don't want to move. I don't want to get a whole bunch of airplane stuff that's delicate that I got to put in the car and be careful with. I got to make 2 loads. I'm going to make another load Saturday. And I just, I'm going to try to scoop up what I can, and it's going to be at least 2 more trips because this is not next door. It's 350 miles away. It takes 6 hours to get there. So bear with me. I will. No problem, Craig. Don't send any money because we haven't got the blanks yet. I want to get everybody committed, and when we get everybody committed, we'll get the metal cut. It's just one of them deals that I'm going to do in my retirement years to sell parts. It's like, you guys can't get them anywhere. You might as well start making them. All right. We've been on 45 minutes. You guys got any questions? I mean, I got 21 viewers. No super chats. No Shit, barely any chats, really. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share all the videos that we do here. The super chats really help the metrics of this channel. I mean, it used to be you had to impress people with good content. Now, all you have to do is impress the algorithm, and your channel will grow. Now, some of you guys are wondering, what am I doing with the woodworking channel? I have Stunt Hangar Woodworks, which is a spin-off of this channel. There's one model airplane video on there. You think, well, what am I going to do with that? Well, hour a day I'll be there, and when I get finally moved back to St. Louis, an hour a day I'll be there, and an hour a day I'll be here on this channel. And if you think about it, and thank you very much, Making Model Airplanes, if you think about it, that's a brilliant move. How many control line flyers are there in the world? I think 5,000, because they're all on Stunt Hangar. How many cabinet makers are there in the world? I'll bet there's millions. So if I can suck them in to Stunt Hangar Woodworks and show them that not only learning model airplanes will allow you to build cabinets and furniture and things like that, they'll come over here and see what we're doing over here. And if they see what we're doing over here, most guys that are crafty at building cabinets, building motorcycles, building cars, building painting, welding, whatever, get interested in airplanes. So that should up the subscriber account. PA Motors. I don't think so. I can't be 100% sure, but I don't know. I'll tell you what. I could get a hold of Henry, work another deal like I did with the PA-75s to bring them back online. All it takes is 30 grand to get started. We did that. I crowdsourced that PA-75 deal. When I talked to Henry, I was going to borrow his case mold and have him investment mold in St. Louis. I guess Ruger was doing it for him or whatever. So anyway, he said, yeah, you can borrow it, whatever. Then I got to thinking, say, well, why don't you make engines anymore? Well, they cost a lot of money to set up this. I said, well, how much do you have to get a run of motors going? He said, 30 grand. And I was going to do that by myself. And I got to thinking, that's Randy's deal. And he'd probably be pretty mad at me if the other engines, I know, is up in the air due to Ukraine sourcing and some of the other parts. Yeah, I know my junk is stuff in garage, okay. I was going to do that deal, and then I called Randy. I said, look, we can get the parts made. Do you want to do it? And he said, yes. And I put that post on Stunt Hangar. I think we sold, I don't know, 150 motors up front. And so that was $75,000. We had the money to get the run started. It's just kind of like these horns. I'm going to do these horns with Dan. But I don't want to outlay any of my cash to do it. So we're crowdsourcing just like we did the engines. Okay, everybody wants them horns? Oh yeah, Bondo Chad, yeah. The guy who sands only down to 80 grit. I quit watching him. Yeah, I'm not interested. He was fun to watch for a while, but when and he was watching me because I know he was, because when I was pulling canopies, he was making windshields, and he would say things that I brought up on him. I went over there, I gave him some super chats, and it was fun for a while. Anyhow, so if you learn this stuff, just like we'll go back to the woodworking with the cabinets. If you learn model airplanes, you can make a cabinet. If you learn the cabinets, you can paint the walls because you can paint your airplane. You can paint your car because you can paint your airplane. Learn how to solder, you can weld. It's real. You got to be kind of coordinated, and not everybody's coordinated, but it's not that bad. I just want to get more people interested in this. Years ago, and I was going to go to the Booter Park isolated stunt contest because that's my birthday when it's on there. And I started that contest, I think 25 or 30 years ago. It was just in the 90s, and I haven't been there in 10, 15 years. I just hate the cold. But that's when I needed a winter tune-up when I was flying a lot. So we started that mid-season. Gary Hayjack was alive, and everybody was young and could handle that cold. We used to wrap up the building with clear plastic and put a trash barrel in there and throw in wood and get it warm, and it gets so damn hot underneath that canopy. It was ridiculous. But it'd be snow on the ground. We'd be flying airplane. But I'm not interested in that anymore. I just can't hang with that. And I was going to go to the isolated stunt contest, this last one in February. And I was in St. Louis at the time, but I'm moving. I had to, things take priorities. I gotta take care of this. So that's why I haven't been online. I apologize that you guys, missed the sanding and painting and all that. And we'll get to doing something again here shortly, but I don't want to do anything in this shop here while I'm over here. And I'm gonna have 3 more weeks of this before I'm completely back. So forgive me, hang with me. I promise that I'll make it up to you guys somehow. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share. And remember, you don't have to impress people anymore. You only have to impress the algorithm. So make sure to hit the thumbs up. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.